The mosasaurus, often called the Meuse River lizard, was one of the most fearsome marine predators to have ever lived. It ruled the oceans during the late Cretaceous period, about 82 to 66 million years ago, just before the mass extinction that wiped out most dinosaurs. While dinosaurs dominated the land, the seas belonged to powerful reptiles like Mosasaurus. Fossils have been discovered across Europe, North America, South America, and Africa, indicating that Mosasaurus thrived in warm, shallow seas that covered much of the world at that time. This giant marine reptile could reach lengths of up to 56 feet, or about 17 meters, making it comparable in size to a modern humpback whale. Its body was streamlined for swimming, equipped with paddle-like limbs and a powerful, shark-like tail that allowed it to propel itself through the water with deadly efficiency. Its jaws were filled with hundreds of sharp, conical teeth, each between 4 and 5 inches long, perfect for seizing and holding onto slippery prey. In fact, Mosasaurus had flexible jaws and a skull structure that allowed it to open its mouth extremely wide, similar to modern snakes, enabling it to swallow large animals whole. As an apex predator, the Mosasaurus had a varied and brutal diet. It hunted fish of all sizes, squid, ancient cephalopods, seabirds, and even other marine reptiles, including smaller mosasaurs. Fossil evidence even suggests that it might have scavenged from carcasses when necessary. Estimates show that a large mosasaurus could consume hundreds of kilograms of meat every few days, possibly eating up to 20% of its body weight over a week depending on prey availability. It likely used a hit-and-tear hunting method, slamming into prey at high speeds with its massive jaws, then twisting and thrashing to rip large chunks of flesh away. Some mosasaurus species might have hunted cooperatively, although most evidence points to solitary hunting behavior. Despite being an apex predator, Mosasaurus was not entirely invulnerable. Juvenile mosasaurs were at risk from other large marine reptiles and massive prehistoric sharks, like Cretaceous, often nicknamed the Ginsu shark for its deadly teeth. Even other adult mosasaurs like Tylosaurus, a cousin species known for its aggressive ramming tactics, could pose a serious threat in a territorial battle. However, once fully grown, an adult mosasaurus had very few enemies. The world of the mosasaurus was populated by many other impressive marine reptiles. Tylosaurus, slightly more slender but just as deadly, would have been a serious competitor. Prognathodon, another mosasaur, evolved a more robust body and crushing teeth designed for eating armored prey like shelled turtles and ammonites. Smaller, faster mosasaurs like Platecarpus specialized in hunting schools of fish. Although Mosasaurus might resemble crocodiles or whales to modern eyes, its closest living relatives today are actually snakes and monitor lizards, like the Komodo dragon. The evolutionary history of mosasaurs shows that they were originally land-dwelling lizards that adapted fully to marine life over millions of years, becoming some of the most successful predators of their time. As for lifespan, studies of fossilized bones suggest that Mosasaurus lived for about 30 to 50 years. They likely experienced rapid growth during their early years, reaching maturity within a decade, and then continued to grow more slowly as adults. Their fast growth would have been crucial for survival, minimizing the time they spent as vulnerable juveniles in a dangerous world filled with predators. Mosasaurus was part of the last wave of marine reptiles before the catastrophic Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event around 66 million years ago. The asteroid impact that triggered this mass extinction devastated marine ecosystems, cutting off food supplies and leading to the downfall of apex predators like Mosasaurus. Their bones, preserved in sedimentary rock across the globe, tell the story of their rise and sudden disappearance. Thanks to modern paleontology and popular culture, especially appearances in movies like Jurassic World, Mosasaurus remains a fascinating symbol of prehistoric marine life. Its immense size, terrifying hunting skills, and dominance of ancient oceans continue to capture the human imagination. Today, when we look at the oceans, filled with whales and great white sharks, we can only wonder what it would have been like to swim in the seas during the reign of Mosasaurus, where danger lurked beneath every wave and survival belonged to the most ferocious hunters the planet has ever known. Mosasaurus was not just a mindless killing machine. It was an incredibly well-adapted animal, a product of millions of years of evolution that fine-tuned its body for life in the ocean. Its nostrils were located farther back on its skull, allowing it to breathe easily while swimming near the surface, much like modern crocodiles. Its large eyes suggest that it had excellent vision, vital for hunting in the dim light of deeper waters or at twilight. Some scientists believe that Mosasaurus may have had a highly developed sense of smell, able to detect blood or the chemical trails of prey across great distances. Combined with its physical strength, speed, and intelligence, Mosasaurus was perfectly equipped to dominate its environment. Interestingly, while Mosasaurus and its relatives ruled the seas, other marine reptiles had already begun to decline. The once great ichthyosaurs had gone extinct earlier in the Cretaceous, and the long-necked plesiosaurs were becoming less common. In this transitional oceanic world, mosasaurs surged to dominance, evolving into many specialized forms, ranging from relatively small fish hunters to massive apex predators like Mosasaurus itself. These marine reptiles played a crucial role in their ecosystems, helping to regulate populations of fish, squid, and other marine animals, maintaining the balance of life under the waves. The bite of a Mosasaurus would have been truly devastating. Modern reconstructions suggest it could exert bite forces similar to those of large crocodiles, strong enough to crush bone or sever limbs. Unlike sharks, which often tear off bites and wait for prey to bleed out, Mosasaurus probably relied on overpowering and quickly killing its prey, reducing the chance of injury in the dangerous open ocean. Its teeth were not serrated like a shark's but were still deadly, perfect for gripping and holding fast to anything unfortunate enough to cross its path. Fossil evidence even shows healed bite marks on some Mosasaurus bones, hinting at fierce interspecies combat, perhaps over territory, mates, or food. While Mosasaurus was undoubtedly powerful, life in the Cretaceous oceans was still treacherous. Other mosasaurs, giant predatory fish, enormous sharks, and even environmental dangers like underwater volcanic activity or sudden shifts in sea levels presented constant challenges. Juvenile mosasaurs were especially vulnerable, hiding among reefs and shallow lagoons to avoid larger predators until they grew big enough to fend for themselves. The life of a young Mosasaurus was one of constant vigilance, where a moment's inattention could mean death. As it matured, Mosasaurus became not just a hunter, but a force of nature. It is easy to imagine schools of fish scattering in panic as its shadow passed overhead, ancient squids darting into crevices, and even other large predators giving way when a fully grown Mosasaurus approached. It ruled not by stealth, but by sheer dominance. Its massive form would have been a common and terrifying sight across Cretaceous seas, a constant reminder of nature's brutal, beautiful design. Today, the discovery of Mosasaurus fossils has provided scientists with incredible insights into marine life before the extinction event. Skeletons have been found so well preserved that scientists can study their bones, teeth, and even impressions of their skin. This research has revealed that Mosasaurus had a layer of scales similar to snakes, giving it a slightly rough texture that may have helped reduce drag in the water. Some specimens show signs of coloration patterns, suggesting that Mosasaurus could have been countershaded like many modern aquatic animals, darker on top and lighter underneath, providing camouflage from both predators and prey. Mosasaurus's reign ended abruptly, not because of competition or evolutionary failure, but because of a global catastrophe. When the asteroid struck the Yucatan Peninsula, it triggered massive tsunamis, wildfires, and a sudden collapse of food chains. In the oceans, light from the sun was blocked by clouds of ash, plankton populations crashed, and the entire marine ecosystem quickly unraveled. Even the mighty Mosasaurus, supreme ruler of the ancient seas, could not survive the massive environmental changes. Its extinction marked the end of an era, clearing the way for the rise of new marine giants millions of years later, like whales and giant sharks. Today, standing on the shores of our oceans, it's hard not to wonder about the lost world beneath the waves. What would it have been like to see a Mosasaurus breach the surface, its massive jaws snapping shut around a giant fish, the water churning as it disappeared beneath the waves once more? Though they are long gone, the fossils left behind remind us of a time when the oceans were ruled by a true king, not with a crown, but with teeth, speed, and unstoppable power.